gonna have to wake up for that one. But it's funny call popped up because we gotta talk about it right now.
Woo!
Now, this New York Knicks team, they made trades happen in the off season. They went and got Cat, and everybody was like, "Well, we gonna see how this works out." And the Timberwolves will talk about them on the second half of this topic. But they're here now. They have a running record of saying they can't be the top team in the NBA. Like they just can't win against good teams. Some people would say the Pistons weren't a good team for decades, but now they're here, and they're letting people know that Cade, Fade. Some people say Knicks in four, but I'm gonna tell y'all my prediction right after I hear from Joe. Joe, what you got with this New York Knicks versus this Pistons? I want to hear nice things about my HOA member now.
Now, I'm assuming you didn't watch on Phase, which I hope you didn't watch on Phase because I made my predictions on there good. All right,
Nah,
cool.
nope, we here. This is all new.
All right. First of all, I do want to give a shout out to Carter because they were the worst team in the NBA for like 3 years combined. Like a three combined. Like I said on Up Phase, they were giving out free batches of wings just for a win. Not free coffee, not popcorn, and a hot dog. We talking about a batch of wings just for a dub. That's how bad they were last year. So I want to give Carl props for jumping from that in 1 year to being in the playoffs, not the play-in like we are, but in Davis, but the playoffs. So shout out to the Detroit Pistons. But give me the Knicks, man. I'm gonna go. Oh snap! I forgot you got one at the same time. Give me the Knicks, all right? Give me the Knicks. Sorry, this is why I'm picking this. This is no shade to the Detroit Pistons. I think every single game in this series, except for maybe one, is going to go down to the wire. It's going to go down to free throws, like the foul game. Every game except for probably one. I think the Detroit Pistons are going to play these dudes hard. But give me the Knicks in 5, y'all. I know. Not 6, not 7, but 5. But it's going to be a hard-fought 5. Now, you might look at like 4-1. They got smoked. No, it's going to be a close 5. So, this is why I'm picking the Knicks. Number one, they just have an experience. Detroit has zero experience. Knicks have experience. They got to the second round 2 years in a row. Brunson had been to the Western Conference Finals before he went to the Knicks. You know what I mean? So they have the experience. Even the coaches have experience, right? The Cavs went to the second round last year, whatever. But Tom Thibodeau, he's been in the game for a while. So the Knicks just is our more experienced team. Jalen Brunson is a different dude in the playoffs. I get it. Thompson twin, he's going to do his thing and try to guard him. I get it. But Brunson is just different. He is. I mean, when I watched Brunson against Philly last year, I thought I was watching Ella Hobson. I thought he had number 3 on the back of his jersey. That's Tomo guy right there. I thought he had a star on his chest, with the 76ers on it. But it was Jalen Brunson. That's how good he is in the playoffs. He can get to that level. So, like I said on our phase, my X factor for the New York Knicks is Karl Anthony Towns. Karl Anthony Towns averaged 24 points a game against his team. And a lot of people say that Cat is soft, right? He's soft. And in the bad boy Pistons, they got Isaiah Stewart, Jalen Duran. They got tough guys to guard Cat. But those guys can't guard on the perimeter. They're not elite perimeter defenders. Now, you want to post me up? I got you there. But if I bring you out to the three-point line, they can't handle Cat. So I think Cat might be the best player in the series. He just might do that. Might be the best player. Might average more points than Jalen Brunson in the series. But if not, he's going to have a good series, in my opinion. I think he will be the difference maker. All right. Also, what I'm worried about with Detroit, like I said on our phase, is Cade. All the responsibility Cade is asked to do for this team. Cade is asked to do almost everything. If I look at Detroit, I know Vaughn said this in the comment section on phase, right? Outside of Cade, who are their true bucket getters? Think about it.
I
Like you got
mean, the only other scorer is for is Malik Beasley, but
Malik
that's
Beasley's a
a shooter.
shooter. He ain't no scorer for real.
That's
He
what I was
ain't
gonna,
no,
that's what he's a shooter.
yeah, he's a shooter. You know what I mean? So like everything is created through Cade a lot, and then you get doing the shooter off the bench. the thing about Dennis Schroeder, I mean, one day I look at Dennis Schroeder and he could look like a potential all-star. Then and like 3 days in a row, he looked like a Dennis Schroeder. Like he looked like a regular dude off the bench. Like, you know what I mean? So he can probably have a good game and get done that. But K creates everything for him. This being his first playoff series, just like I said about the last matchup with Houston Rockets, K is going to have to adjust. He's going to have to adjust to the different schemes or different defensive formulas that they're going to throw at him from game to game. They're going to make him more of a jump shooter this series. Now, I'm not saying he can't shoot, but his game is not settling for jump shots. They're going to make him set up for more jump shots this series, in my opinion. They're going to make it tough for him. And my X factors for Detroit is two people. You mentioned one of them, Dave, Malik Beasley and Tim Hardaway Jr. Can they cash out? Can they? J-Mo in the comments, he know. The reason why I respect Luka so much is because y'all know how I feel about the Clippers. Clippers and Suns segment. You know that. The time when you were there. And Tomo y'all warned me, Joe, you don't get hurt, bro. Tomo warned me, and he got hurt in the first game after winning and was out for the rest of the playoffs. Tomo, you told me you warned me, all right? I might go back in that trick this year. But anyways, when I watched him play against Luka, Luka was cooking. Not just Luka, Tim Hardaway Jr. and them both making every single three. I'm like, bro, it can't miss nothing. So I see Tim Hardaway cash out in the playoffs. Malik Beasley, can he cash out in the playoffs? So if those two can be consistent on a three-point shooting, that would be a big thing for the Detroit Pistons. But if them dudes go cold, it's gonna be cold. Hey, Tomo, go ahead. It gets
so cold in the day.
So
how are we supposed to keep Pete? My bad.
Hey, you gotta go back to posting that in the chat, all right? But anyways, give me the Knicks in 5 and a close 5. And Carl, this is not a shot, bro. Like, I respect y'all, but y'all just don't have the experience. And the Knicks, they do, and they got Brunson. So, and lastly, for the Detroit Pistons to win the series, Kay Cunningham will have to outplay Jalen Brunson. He will have to be the best player in the series for them to win. Do I think he should average the most points? No. But he will have to be the best player. You know what I mean? You know what I'm saying, right? So, but give me the Knicks, though.
I got the Knicks too, but I got the Knicks in 6. Okay. I think K, Malik Beasley, and Asar Thompson can at least get them 2 games. I think they can at least get 2 games, and it might not even be 2 home games. It might be a random game on the road. They might win game 2 on the road and then win game 4 at home. Who knows? But I really believe that the Knicks will win the series. Knicks won the series 3-1 in the regular season. This is the first playoff series for the Orlando Magic 2019. They have an NBA long 14-game playoff losing streak. So they have to win at least a playoff game. I believe that that's what's going to happen. How's it smoke with me? I said in 6. Dang.
And also I know you said Orlando Magic, but you meant Knicks.
Yeah. So won a series 3-1. Yes, I meant to say the Pistons won the series 3-1. So this is kind of sort of like how Tomo was talking about the Orlando Magic versus the Boston Celtics, because Orlando Magic won that series 2-1. Pistons won this 3-1. I believe that Cat, like Joe said, Cat and Jalen Brunson, but I'm also looking at OG Anunoby. I believe he's going to have one random game where he goes for like 28 points or something like that. I just believe I just have a feeling it's going to happen. I don't think Mikal Bridges is going to be able to do that, although the man he's pretty much Iron Man. The man plays 82 games almost guaranteed every single season. And one thing one key factor that I think that might ruin the Knicks if they lose this series is Tom Thibodeau. What does he do with his players all the time? He runs them on the floor 35, 38, 40 minutes a game. And I think that may be a reason to why it might come to cost them. Josh Hart, we know he leads guards and rebounds in the NBA. But the Pistons have played well enough to be where they are right now. Like I said, they last year they were one of the worst teams in the NBA, and now they're the 6th seed in the Eastern Conference, which is a really big win for them. JB Bickerstaff has his team ready, and I think his experience as a head coach, being as though he was here in the playoffs with the Cleveland Cavaliers just recently, I think this gives them. I think that helps them get at least 2 games in the series.
I do. Well, Tomo, you gotta go.
Yeah, go ahead.
Go ahead.
Okay, because I was just gonna say, Bodega Cat might pay you back. Pistons in 6.
Ooh,
Brunson, what up, done? Yeah, done, son. Pistons in 6. Okay. Because I'm not about to sit up here and tell me about a team that can't beat any top contenders in the NBA is about to find a way to beat the Pistons because they coming off of a few years of being a bad team. You understand? JB Bickerstaff was the Cavs coach last year that beat that same Knicks team, or they went up against the Knicks, so he kind of know what Tom Thibodeau gonna do. And he like, I know you like to run your guys into the ground. You kind of like a 96 Ford owner, so you gonna run it down to the transmission can't go no more. And once y'all get to slipping, we gonna upgrade the Pistons and we gonna make this thing work. Because that's what's about to happen. I got the Pistons winning this playoff series. Y'all can call me crazy. And if it don't happen and they end up getting swept, I had fun in this segment. But at the end of the day, I just don't. The Knicks, I hate to say it. Joe, I know you backstage, but let me ask you this. The Cowboys were a higher seed than the Green Bay Packers when they played them in the playoffs, right?
Oh, man, yeah.
When the Green Bay Packers showed up in Dallas, what happened?
They got smoked.
That's all I'm saying. Sometimes you underestimate these teams and these youngins come in here and they do something that you weren't ready for. And I think that's what's about to happen with this Knicks team. That Villanova 3, Villanova 4, I don't know, but you got 4 Bridges in New York that they talk about all the time. And Michael Bridges is going to be trying to find the closest one after this series is over. Carl, you got my backing on this one, brother.
Now, look.
I wouldn't be mad at this because the Pistons is the team I said could be scary in the East.
That's true. I was surprised you picked
you want to know another reason why I picked the Knicks over them?
Why?
Did y'all forget that Drake was in Kay Cunningham's locker taking a picture there? Drake the curse. Come on now. I'm not picking against that.
I mean, Drake also better
when he bats, it's different. It's when he bats. When he represents your team, it's not a good. It's not.
I mean, he said the Warriors they practice in his backyard.
Man.
And they won a championship.
Yeah. Who calling that phone?
I don't know. That's the Warriors, though. This is the Pistons. I'm just saying. I think that I think that curse is real. So, you got Drake in the locker room, and Carl already don't like it. Carl was upset when he saw it. So
that was the line was crazy. So that's why.
Yeah, that was wild.
That was a crazy line.
But I do want to say this, Tomo. I mean, I guess you Cowboys and Packers comparison. Now, you asked me if this was what, March Madness? I might go with Detroit. But it's a 7-game series. It's different. 7-game series, y'all beat Packers. I'm letting you know right now. Y'all Packers team, y'all played 7 games, and they say, y'all were healthy all 7 games. Y'all win. Because y'all is a better team in football. Now, Dave, one thing I do disagree with the Thibodeau thing. Tom Thibodeau method is actually good for the playoffs because in the playoffs you shrink your roster and they play more minutes. I know you mentioned that he could be the Achilles heel.
He does that all season though. That would be okay if he only did it during the playoffs, but he does it all season, and it hasn't worked for him since he's been a head coach. Remember Chicago ran him down. They didn't get healthy. Derrick Rose ended up getting hurt because he kept playing too many minutes. And then I'm not saying that's the exact reason. I just let me go ahead, Joe. Let me go. Then with the Knicks, what happened? They keep questioning why does Tom Thibodeau keep playing them that much? Happened then. Didn't he do it in Minnesota too when Jimmy Butler was there? They kept playing them too much. Then there was a problem for them in the playoffs. I'm just saying it becomes a thing. it becomes a thing when you play them entirely too much and you don't rely on your bench as much. You don't get them any kind of rest during the games. They're playing 38, 39, 40 minutes per game in a regular season. And not all of them playing 82 games, but you playing 65 games and everybody averaging 35 plus points, 35 plus minutes. It
I'm
comes to
with
hurt him
you.
sometime in the playoffs. I'm just saying.
I'm with you, but every time he lost, except for last year, and Brunson didn't get hurt. But like every time he lost, every time he lost to the better team. Point blank.
Yeah, but they were also gassed. If you looked at it, they were gassed. When
I don't think they were gassed when they lost to
when they lost to us, they were.
Miami. To
I
y'all?
believe that they were. I know
Jimmy
Jimmy
Randle was just trash.
Jimmy did his thing, but
Julius Randle was bad when he played, obviously.
Mm-hmm.
But y'all were just a better team. Y'all were a better team. D Rose, I mean, he lost to Miami Heat. I mean, what do you want me to do?
Was Tibbs there when they lost to the Wizards?
Yes.
Who?
The Bulls. He was the head coach when they lost to the Wizards in the playoffs. When we started our playoff run, we was that's when young Jimmy was out there. When he was like Patrick Bev.
Yes, he was there.
D Rose was there too.
D Rose was hurt, but still. But that adds more to it though. He was hurt.
No, D Rose had a free injury though. That was crazy.
Yeah, he did.
Like he just got hurt out of nowhere. Like I don't think it had nothing to do with it, like him playing a lot.
Yeah, that was just crazy.
He did play a lot though. But...
He did. He did.
So the reason why I push back Dave because now if you're saying I'm with you. If you're saying because you said he can, meaning like if he plays a lot of minutes on them, he can lose a series. But if you're saying that because he played a lot of minutes, it's going to catch up to him in the playoffs and it's going to lose him a series. I'm with you on that.
Yeah. I'm not saying that. Like I'm saying, if he didn't do this in the regular season and he didn't play them all those minutes, then that would be fine because you don't want to play your entire bench in the playoffs. You want to play 6 to 8 players. That's kind of what you want. 9 is maybe the max. That's as much as you want to play. But you're doing that throughout the regular season and
literally the whole season,
all the way through the playoffs. It's gonna catch up to him,
bro. You know it's wild when Mikal Bridges, who never missed a game.
There
come
you go.
Like, hey, bro. It's y'all the time. K discuss player trades, how they got paid. Knicks and full. I would have loved to see the Knicks. Sorry, the Pistons and the Pacers first round.
Man.
Oh, that would have been electrifying.
Oh my gosh.
It would have been. But K got hurt at the wrong time, and then they lost a couple games. So
yeah,
y'all been so good.
It made them dip.
They dipped.
Baby, dip.
Okay, Dave. I mean, summertime coming.
Well, I mean, that's true. And we heard what